Hi and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to create an audio recorder and player application. This is the application that we are going to implement. At the end, this is how it looks like. We have a record button and we have stop button. We have play button and stop button. And this button is for start playing and stop playing. And we have the time at top. I created a new Flutter application, and first thing I'm going to pub.dev and I'm going to search for a package to record an audio. This is the list of packages, and as you can see we have audio recorder, Flutter sound, Soundlight, and we have many packages. I just go and see the rating of these packages, and I'm going to choose this one, Flutter Sound. It has good rating, high number of likes and popularity. And there is a demo for this package, and there is also a documentation on how to use this package. But first let's work on the user interface and create this log for our application. I'm going to remove the comments of the default Flutter application. Now first I go to Material app and I'm going to disable the debug banner, and then I'm going to build method and I'm going to extend the body behind app bar so we can get the blue color under the app bar and from the beginning of the screen. And inside the app bar I'm going to remove the title, and I set the background color to colors.transparent, and then I change the elevation to 0. Now inside the body we have center and we have a column because this app is going to be one big column of widgets. And then inside the column, first we need to have this blue color at the top. So I'm going to create this blue section at the top as the first widget in the column. Okay, inside the container, I set the height to 400, and then in the decoration, I define box decoration, and I set for the color, I set gradient properties, and I define linear gradient, and the start of gradient is going to be at the top and center, and it's going to end at the bottom and center. And for colors, it's going to be this color as start and this color as end. And to get this curvature, we are going to have border radius dot vertical, and the bottom of the border is going to be radius dot elliptical, and it needs x and y. As the x, we are going to set the media query, which is going to calculate the width of the screen. And for the height, for the y, we are going to set 100. And container takes the child, and we are going to have a text, and the text is going to be record txt, which is going to be defined later. And as a style, we are going to set the font size to 70. And then after this blue color, we are going to have 4 buttons, each 2 in a row. So we need one row here and another row here. So first we are going to have a space between this blue color and the first row. I have defined elevated button dot icon, and I set the style for the padding, the space between icon and the border. And for border, I set the color to orange and width to 3. And for the shape, to have this shape, I set the border radius circular and the size is 15. And the background color is white and the elevation is 10. On pressed, when the user presses the button, is going to execute a function which we will specify later. And for icon is going to be mic, and the label, we don't need the label. This is just for one button. For the next one, we are going to have the same thing, but we are going to change the icon, and we are going to change on pressed and color. So instead of repeating all of these again, because we have 4 buttons, 4 similar buttons, instead of repeating all the code again, we are going to have this part as a method. And inside the method, we are going to send the specifics of the button like color or icon as a parameter. We are going to open Flutter outline, and as you can see, it is empty. I hold the control button and I click on one of the widgets, and then I can see the hierarchy of the widgets in the application. I find this elevated button and I right click on this elevated button. I can see extract method. I click on extract method. I set the name for the method and I click refactor. This is going to create a method after the build function. And then inside our code, instead of having all of this code, we just call this method and we will have the same result. We just need to change the parameter for this method. We need to change the icon, color, and the function. So first we specify the type icon data icon, and then we specify the color. What is the type of this parameter? Icon color. And then we specify the function. And then inside the code on pressed, we are going to replace this with F, which is the parameter. Icon color, we are going to change this part. We are going to set icon and we are going to set color to icon color. We can also set the size. And now in the build function, we call this method build elevated button. This one is going to be this record icon. And for this one, we are going to specify the icon, which is going to be icons.mic. And then we are going to specify the color. And then we are going to specify the function, which we will fill later. And then we need space between the 2 buttons in the row. We have size box and we provide width and we set it to 30. And we will have the second button. Icon is going to be icons.stop, and then color is going to be black, and the function is going to be set later. And this is the end of our row, this row. And after this row, we are going to have a space with height of 20. And then we're going to have another row. This one, the icon is going to be play button. The color is going to be black. And this one, the icon is stop and the color is black. Now let's go back to the packages that we selected, Flutter Sound. First, we need to install this package. I go to terminal and I type Flutter pub add Flutter Sound. You can also get the name of the package and the version, and you can add it to pubspec.yaml file. But this command is the same thing. Now I import the Flutter Sound, and then I import Dart.io. I also import async, and similar for recording the sound, we need a package to play the sound. And to play the sound, I found this package, and I'm going to install this package inside the pubspec.yaml. And I'm going to import it. And first, we need to define our variables. First, we need Flutter sound recorder, and then we need assets audio player for playing the audio. We also need file path to our file. We need to have a Boolean variable to set if it is playing or not. And then we need to have a string recorder txt to show the stopwatch. We need to have a function that we need to start it when the application launches. Okay, inside the started method, I have the file path in which we record in this path and we are going to play from this path. And then I defined my recorder, and then in the my recorder we have to open a session. And inside session we specify focus, category, mode and device. This you can go to the documentation from this Flutter sound. You go to the documentation and inside API recorder you go to open audio session, and you can see all of these parameters. And then we need to set subscription duration. Why? Because when we are going to record, we need to subscribe to the recorder, or we can say that we are going to watch the recorder. And as it's like a live stream, and as the application is recording, we get update, and we are going to update this stopwatch. And then we initialize date formatting, and we install intl package that we are going to need for this date formatting. And because we are going to use the microphone on the device, and also we are going to write the file, the audio file, and we are going to read from the device, we need to set permissions. And for permissions, we need to go to Android, App, Source, Main, Android manifest.xml. And in here, after we have the package name, we are going to define our permissions for record audio, read external storage, and write external storage. And as the documentation of Android says, if you are targeting Android 10 or API 29, you need to add this part, legacy external storage, to your manifest file. So we are going to take this part and we are going to add it to the application. And inside the application, we need to request permission at runtime. For this, we need to use permission handler. And then we specify the microphone as the permission.request, and we also specify storage and we request it, and we also specify manage external storage. Now to record an audio, we need to have a function, and when we press the button of record, we are going to have this function executed. So we go to our class, and this is the function of record. First, we have the file path as we specified before, and we are going to get the directory of file path. And then we check if that directory is available or not. And then we open audio session, and then we start record. In start recorder, we provide file path and we provide the codec. Inside the package, we have the codecs available, and for each operating system, which codecs are available. So you can set the codec based on this table. And then, as we said before, we subscribe to the event that's happening when it is recording. And when the recorder is on progress, we have the time of the recorder, and we call set state. When we call set state and we add to the string, this string is going to be updated. And when it is fast, it's like the seconds are counting. And that's how we show the elapsed time of recording. And then we need to cancel the subscription once it is done. And to stop recording, we just call close audio session and stop recorder. And we also need to start and stop the playing. For that, we need to define audio player.open. We specify the path and auto start and show notification to have the player in the notification as well. And to stop playing, we just call stop. And to run this application, you need to run your emulator, and then you can go to setting and you have to enable the microphone of your emulator. Or you can go to terminal and type adb emu avd host mic on. And this is going to enable your microphone, and the emulator is going to use the microphone of the host of your computer. And that way you can record and also play the audio. The full code is available in the video description. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.